Yo guys, Punkrat with another video. So if you weren't already aware, wands are a very crucial item slot for casters in vanilla WoW. The item slot has been taken out of the game entirely in retail, and wands have been converted into a one-hand weapon alongside swords, maces, and daggers. But back in Classic, wands were a ranged weapon that you could auto-attack with from ranged. There's many reasons why wands are a necessity in Classic WoW. So the obvious one is mana. If you run out of mana, you can always default to your wand to save the day and just ping the target down. There's also a pushback mechanic in Classic. If you don't have a shield applied onto yourself and you take a hit from an attack, your spellcast will be pushed back on each attack depending on your talents or if concentration aura is applied to counteract that pushback. So if you have a mob hitting you, a lot of the times it's better to just wand it down rather than waste your mana. You can be much more efficient by using the 5-second mana regen rule and also just pooling your mana resources in general in between mobs. And of course, it has similar uses in PvP, like finishing a target that's near death, as that target tries to escape out of range or out of line of sight of your spellcast, and you won't be able to get that spellcast off, so you'll just wand to try to finish the kill. So now that you understand the importance of wands in vanilla, let's go over some basic wand progression as you're leveling up in your experience through Classic. So outside of the basic starter wands that you get from enchanting, I'll try to focus on wands that are available through quests for the most part, and quests that are relatively easy to get at that. Here we go. So here we got Wands of Warcraft. Let's get into it. Alright, so this is the first one, and it's a starter wand that's crafted by enchanters, as I just mentioned. It's quite easy to get, and you only need level 10 enchanting to actually create it, so you can get enchanting just to make it early, and then drop enchanting if you don't feel like pursuing that as a profession. Or just buy it off the auction house or have someone craft it for you with the mats. It's super cheap and worth getting early. To craft this wand, you only need one lesser magic essence, which is pretty much nothing. And during the early server launch, low-level profession mats will be flying. There's going to be such an oversupply that getting one magic essence or lesser magic essence won't be an issue at all. It'll be super cheap. You can get this at level 5, and the item level is actually 15, so it's quite good for the level and it'll last you at least a decent amount of time. Alright, so here we got the second tier enchanting wand. It's called the Greater Magic Wand. Probably again one of the easier leveling wands to attain. I'd recommend getting it for sure. Your alternative to this is to get the Dusk Wand, which is a white item that's sold by the wand vendor in all capital cities. But if you're going to spend coin, you might as well get the Greater Magic Wand. It's cheap in terms of crafting mats. All you need is one Greater Magic Essence, so it's easy money. They're both fine though, but I'd say get the Greater Magic Wand and don't look back. Not to mention, you could use the Greater Magic Wand way earlier in terms of level requirement over the Dusk Wand. It does basically the same DPS. Next is Excavation Rod, which is a quest reward for the quest Ormur's Revenge in the Wetlands. The quest is marked as Alliance on Wowhead, but I've seen many say that it's actually available to do on Horde as well. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's Alliance specific. WoWWiki and Classic Wowhead say that it's Alliance specific. It's also a Wetlands quest, so we'll just default to that and call it Alliance specific for this video. It's a simple quest. You slay some raptors, then kill a special raptor, and you're done. You get an awesome wand which will last you a pretty good amount of time. Now this one is an absolute must get in my opinion. It's called Gravestone Scepter, and it's available for both Horde and Alliance. You get it from the quest Black Fathom Villainy in the Black Fathom Deeps. So if you're a caster, I'd suggest trekking your way over to Ashenvale and getting this bad boy for sure if possible. This wand will last you pretty much till your mid-level 30s. It does a ton of damage. It's really strong for the level range. The quest gives you nice experience. The wand is guaranteed because it's not a drop, so I'd get it for sure. Head down to the craters of Black Fathom Deeps, it'll be worth it. This one is only available on Horde side. It's called Dancing Flame, and it's pretty good to go after considering you get it in 1000 Needles, which can easily be part of your leveling route with the ease of access from the Barrens. It's a pretty long quest line, but it's not super hard to complete, and of course you're leveling, so the more quests isn't exactly a bad thing. The quest line is doable in your early level 30s, and the wand itself is scaled to level 40 or its item level 40, so it's a great grab to get at that level. It'll last you for a while, so I'd get this one. Now here's the Alliance alternative to Dancing Flame. It's called Burning Silver, which you attain from doing the quest Crush Ridge Warmongers in Hillsbrad Foothills and Alterac Mountain. It's a pretty short quest line for the most part, so I'd recommend getting after it. There's a good chance the foothills will be in your leveling path either way on Alliance side. I mean, it's a bit of a trek, but people tend to always love going there. It's just part of the story of Classic World of Warcraft. And especially for the world PvP, that's definitely going to be a thing in Classic when everyone's leveling up together. So I'd definitely head there, get a really strong wand for the level range, and you'll be happy for a while. So here's a cross-faction alternative to the two wands that I just went over. It's called Goblin Ignitor, and you can get this from Stranglethorn Vale. It's a quest line that starts with you killing the basilisks for the blue singing crystals, and then leads to the quest called Venture Company Mining, where you're killing all the little goblins. It's a short quest line which gives you a great wand. You can do this at probably level 31, or you could at least accept the quest at level 31, but it's really difficult at that level and you'll probably end up doing it in your high level 30s. It's a great wand for the level and it'll probably last you till your mid 40s easily. Now these ones are mage specific, which is worth doing since the wands actually have spell school specific spell power on them. It's not exactly as much of a priority like the warrior whirlwind axe, but it's pretty damn good in its own regard. There's a mage questline that starts at your class trainer at level 30 in either Orgrimmar or Stormwind called Journey to the Marsh. It leads to these 3 wands which are available at level 30. The questline itself is higher level for the most part, but hey, the wands are sweet, so if you can get help, do it up. Avoid picking the arcane damage wand though, and go with the frost. There aren't many frost resistant mobs at that level, and you'll be playing frost until AQ40 is released pretty much. This next one is an absolute must get when you're in the level range, around level 45. It's called Charged Lightning Rod, which is part of a very small quest line in the Searing Gorge which ends in Tanaris. If you checked Classic Wowhead, it says that this quest is horde specific, but from all the research that I did and on all the wikis and pretty much everywhere else, it's marked as a neutral quest, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm pretty sure it's cross-faction. Classic Wowhead could just maybe be incomplete since it's technically in a work in progress for Classic. I'm hoping this is a neutral wand because, you know, it's so worth it, especially since it shoots a damn lightning bolt on every attack. It's quite unique. But there is a chance that it's horde specific, so just keep that in mind. Now in the same level range, you have Cairnstone Silver. So in your mid-level 40s, you can get this bad boy in Fairless. WoW Wiki says it's an alliance-specific quest. Other websites say it's neutral, but I don't know at this point. There's so much contradicting information out there when it comes to faction-specific quest lines, I can't say, but I'm fairly sure it's alliance-specific. The quest is called the Morrowstone. The questline itself starts with In Search of Knowledge, which eventually leads you out to the Equinix Monolith, which is just this Japanese-style structure made of stone out in the Fairless Wilds. You pick up the final quest, the Morrowstone, find the Sparkling Stone, finish the quest, get the wand. Easy enough, right? It's a pretty good one, definitely acceptable in terms of DPS, but nothing special since you're getting it pretty much near level 50 and the item level is 50. So this next wand is specifically for priests at level 50. It's called Woe Stav, and it's actually an incredible wand even at level 60. So as you can see, it has shadow spell power on it, which is pretty self-explanatory, extremely rare at this level, and even pretty rare in the early days at level 60. You can get it from a priest-specific questline that asks you to collect the blood of Morphaz in Sunken Temple. This is a class-specific quest chain which pretty much every class has in Sunken Temple at level 50. Here's a little disclaimer though, only get this item if you plan on playing Shadow at level 60, otherwise the trinket is way better for healing and it'll last you a really long time in the early days. So if you're a healer and you do this quest, don't go for the wand just because you want a strong wand, get the trinket. Okay, so this one is the only wand that drops off of a boss or a mob that I'm going to add onto this list. You should definitely get this if you can, and on top of that, it is quite high of a drop rate from what I've understand, around 30% from all of the information that I was able to see. It's called Rod of Corrosion, which drops off the last boss of Sunken Temple, Shade of Aranicus, the slumbering dragon. It's so incredibly strong for level 51, with 55 DPS, and it has a super fast attack speed which feels pretty awesome and fluid. The main reason why I recommend getting this, or at least why I'm putting emphasis on it and adding it to this list, is it has nature resistance on it. So you want to get this early and hold on to it for your nature resistance set for progressing in AQ 40. Oh, and the projectile spell effect is oddly satisfying. It's this green, poisonous looking baseball that you launch at your enemy over and over again. Not to mention, it has a super fast attack speed of 1.3, so you're just whipping him out like an electronic baseball pitching machine, just blasting dudes in the face. Now at level 51, you can get this, which is insane for the level that you can obtain it at, like I just said, level 51. And it's also super easy to get. Although it's from an Alterac Valley quest, so keep in mind, this won't be relevant or won't be available till later phases of Classic WoW when AV is finally released. You get it from simply winning an AV at level 51, that's it, you just get the quest, queue up an AV, hopefully win, and you pretty much get it. It's also the best starter wand for Frost Mages at level 60. Everyone should be getting this as a Frost Mage, and everyone should also be getting this in general because you need a Frost Wand as a caster for Viscidus progression in AQ 40 in order to freeze the boss and then shatter him. So there aren't really any good wands past level 50 when it comes to actually questing. There's Smokey's Fire Shooter, but the quest line is extremely expensive for that. The first quest specifically, if you look at the quest requirements, you need a ton of engineering items and mats just to finish the quest, so I wouldn't say it's worth it at all while you're leveling up. In the level 50 range, just start doing dungeons and eventually you'll get something nice. There's a bunch of decent wands across the different dungeons, so if you're looking for a wand specifically, just do some little research and ping a wand that you want. Alright, that's it for this one, guys. I tried to focus on the best wands per level range that were easily obtainable through quests, or of course the enchanting wands in the early levels. While researching for this video, I found this great spreadsheet on Reddit that lists all of the wands, the methods of attaining them, so whether it's quest, world, vendor, or obviously the enchanting ones. It has a classic Wowhead link for each one, whether it's Horde or Alliance specific, the item level, required level, pretty much everything. But keep in mind that I've seen some contradicting information when it comes to whether or not the quest line is Horde or Alliance specific. So do some digging on that front before you try to get a wand that's unavailable to you for being an Alliance scum. Hopefully this gives you an idea on what wands to prioritize while leveling up so you can build a path around always having a strong wand. And if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, of course, you know the drill, soldiers, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.